It's always crazy around here when it's bedtime. All right, I got myself together. I am going to make a mold as you guys are hopping on. Wow, Christy's live last week, 4.k something. Lot of views. Awesome. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even see that. That's pretty cool. I was making this last night. Oh, I gotta catch my breath. I'm running all around. I didn't glue that part on because I'm probably not going to use it, but I was doing this last night on Facebook. Look how awesome so far. I'm going to put a frame in the middle and then take pictures, post, all the things. I need to use my inhaler really quick because I can't really breathe too well. So give me just a second here. Just a second, but let me know when you're hopping on. Let me know if you're watching a replay. Put a hashtag replay. All the things. Hi, Dee Dee. Hey, sweet friend. And I see May, too. Oh, I'm so glad to see you guys. Hi there, sweet friends. All right. Whew, I had to catch my breath for a second. Goodness. Running all around like a fool. Thank you, Dee Dee. I so much appreciate that. So much. All right. Yeah, so this was turning out really pretty. Dollar Tree for both of the surfaces. This is the panel, the canvas panel. And this is the, you know, just the canvas thingy. Hey, LaFon. Hey, how are you? But I think it's turning out so pretty. I absolutely love that so much. There was a couple things I wanted to, you know, work on tonight, but, you know, the first thing probably, you know, it's going to take a little bit. So turned out beautiful. Thank you so much. I want to make a mold. So there's one craft that I want to do, and I'm kind of thinking, I was thinking to do either a can, and this has the lid, and I was going to do, you know, all the things with that. But then I was, you know, and I have this one too. I already had like spray painted before, like years ago, and still haven't used it. I did start spray painting this one before years ago. Never used it. I think I might want to use that one though. But I need to make my molds for this regardless. I'm kind of thinking I might go with this one though. So I'm going to do some texture in the molds and stuff. Actually, I think I might go with this one. I have an idea. I have an idea with it. All right, I have this new mold in. This one here, and I've been wanting to use these little things here. And then I can put a knob, so I can do that on the top, and then put one of those and put a knob. I think would be awesome. Xavier, how are you, friend? Hey, everyone. World Peace, is it apple? Hi there, D, Fountain. I got these new molds in not long ago from Amazon. Specifically, I already have like some of these, but I really wanted this heart mold here. Look how pretty. So I'm kind of thinking I might want to use that. I'm going to decoupage a little image inside. And then I want to make two because I want to do both sides with it. And then I'm going to do like a half and half kind of thing for the paint and the texture and, you know, the colors and stuff is what it kind of in my mind of what I want to do here. So let me make this here first. Let's do that. Because I was going to do a different kind of, mold. But I think this one would be super pretty. And it's going to be like it's spring. It's spring. So, but hearts can be for like anything. And I really want to use it. Hey there, Leah. How are you, sweet friend? I love how your craft is turning out. But you can, if you don't have the molds, you can use, there's plenty of like different kind of frames you can use. Oh, I do have this made. Well, that's going to be too big. That's going to be too big. But you can totally use, you know, there's so many different kind of frames from like Hobby Lobby and, you know, Amazon, all the places. The Tim Holtz frames are amazing. These Paper Studio, look how beautiful those are. Those don't bend, of course. I need something to bend. so that wouldn't really work. But a lot of like paper frames and stuff, like those would be, you know, awesome for this, you know, so different kind of ideas. I've actually needed to put some frames back in here that I had out. I had like a bunch of different ones out, so I need to put some of those up in here. I ran out of space in my other containers that I had my frames in, and I was like, oh, I need to use this because I can put more in here. But then it's kind of like hard to find all the things, you know, you got to really dig in there. And, you know, because I have some of the bigger ones at the bottom, a bunch that I found from, these are so cute. I found these at the thrift store. It came in like a pack with like, you know, there was quite a few in there. I love them. They're so cute. Super duper cute. And even frames like this, something like this that came from a package, I totally love using stuff like that. So, and then the Dollar Tree frames in here. There's different ones of the Dollar Tree frames, so those are super fun. But I think I'm going to try out the hearts, because I've been wanting to use that one. So I'm kind of thinking that would be, some of these I need to take out of the packs, that way it goes down a little bit and it's not so like poofed up. That's what I'm thinking, because there's some of them I can't fit in there, you know, and obviously like the bigger ones, those are, you know, the small ones. So, hi Paula, hey sweet friend, how are you? All right, I still have to get your package out. With being sick, it kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. I'm kind of behind in some things, so I really need to get that done. Get your happy mail out, and a few happy mail actually. Just ask Dee Dee how long it's taken to get her package out. Actually, don't ask because it's embarrassing. So how is everybody today? Welcome to the Artistry Collective. If you guys missed anybody, you can go into the Inspiring Friends group on Facebook, and I always, you know, post, you know, the lives in there, so you can catch all the replays. But it's always us three girls. Shauna starts us off with Fraps and Scraps, and then Leah with Make All the Things With Me. And I will make sure to put the description. I didn't have a chance with running around like a fool, so I thought I was going to have time for all the things, you know, and doing, you know, everything I needed to today. But it's been kind of busy. And then I got a text from the school saying that they were doing the background checks and the fingerprints, so you can, you know, do the volunteering and the, you know, chaperoning for the schools, you know, the school systems. So I ended up going. It wasn't planned at all because I had no idea when they were doing it, but I ended up going there, and it said in the text there was no lines or wait, but it ended up being definitely lines and a wait. So, but I did get that done, so that's great. And I'll be able to do that for Bella and Aria. All right, so as soon as this sets, then I can decoupage. Now, I didn't really necessarily pick out, you know, the image I want to use, but I do have some scraps here, so I don't have to break out my book and do all the things with, you know, finding an image I want to use. There is these cute bird ones I was using the other day, so I can just grab, you know, a couple of those. Actually, I was using it last week for that mailbox, which I still need to post pictures of. Where's the other piece? I had the scrap piece somewhere in here. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Yay, I found it. Yeah, these are small, so I think it'll be great for the little heart, for the heart mold. So I'm gonna do that since it's out and about already. And there are some other ones there. If I change my mind, I can always, you know, use something, one of those. But, you know, these will be cute. I guess it depended on the colors I wanted to do too. But, you know, we'll see. Let's do this one too. I want to do, I really like this one and this one a lot. So let's do, I'll do both of those just, you know, just to see which one I want to put on there. And then I can put a little knob. I think would be really cute. And this was just a coffee can. And I've had it for like years, and you know, spray painted it literally at our old house. So it's been a while that it's just been sitting in my studio here. All right, let's see how that is. We need a little bit more over here. I just got these molds in from Amazon. So they are in my Amazon shop. I need a little bit more over here. And, you know, just doing the hot glue is just quick and easy, no mess. Or else I would break out the wax, or not the wax, sorry, the clay and do all that stuff. But it's really, you know, it's so quick and easy doing it this way. So I love to not have to deal with an extracurricular mess going on. In the world, my light is acting weird. Hey, Jess. Hey, sweet friend. My light was just flickering and acting strange. I need some more glue in here. Let's grab one of these. How is everybody today? Hopefully everybody had a wonderful day. It was kind of busy today for me. Which, I mean, I don't really mind busy as long as I get things accomplished and, you know, it's a productive day. I still do have some things to work on after my life. So I'll certainly do that after. And since I have, you know, kind of an idea of what I want to do, it shouldn't take too long, but that's like, you know, I should never say that because then I always jinx myself and then it seems to take, you know, a while. The famous last words. Shouldn't take long. And then it'll be something, you know, silly holding me up. So we will see. But it is something that I've done something, you know, quite a few things similar to this before. But I try to always do them a bit different. So, hey, Donna, how are you? And it's been a while since I've made a project with a can or like a planter. Though, did you guys see the planters I posted the other day? There was so many old projects that I came across on my, this was espresso. I only did one coat of the spray, so you can totally see what it is now. Yeah, I came across tons of finished projects on my phone that I never posted before. So you're going to be getting all kinds of inspiration. I wanted to post today, but it didn't happen. It was just really a lot going on. But I will post, and each day I plan on posting, you know, just a group of different ones that I've worked on. But there's so many that I found, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to make little collage things because I don't want to post like 1,000 photos. So I just did like, you know, some collages of like 4 photos in one kind of thing for pretty much for like all of them. All right, so the next thing I want to do, got the molds done. I need to paint the molds. Is this about done? Because what I'm going to do, well, let me get my colors first. Let's get, maybe I can do, if I'm going to use this rice paper, I'm going to get some blue and pink, I think. Blue and pink, I think. That'll be cute. So let's get that. And I'll grab a couple of different ones. It's nice to have a little option. Blue. Which blue do we want? Don't know. Excuse me. We got jade and sky blue. Maybe we can even do a mixture of the two. And then I got cherry blossom, Pensart Decor paint. This one's Folk Art Vintage Tea Rose. That's one of my favorite pinks ever. This one's Ballet Slipper and Waverly Chalk paint. So we'll just kind of see, you know, we'll just play around and see. But my plan is to decoupage the image, put the mold, And then I want to do kind of like a half and half kind of thing with the paint. And then I want to do some texture as well. So like crackle paste or just do some kind of texture. Look how pretty. I love this. I'm excited to use this one. It's really cute. Yeah, I totally had some of the other molds that came with it, but I really wanted this one. Look how sweet that is. I love it. All right, so I need one more of this one. So I should do that now. That way it has time to set. And then by the time I'm done painting these other molds, then I can just, you know, paint this one. It'll be ready to go. And I'll check the comment in just a moment, you know, the comments. But hopefully you guys had a great day so far. I mean, the day, it's, you know, coming to an end here. How are you doing, Donna? I see that you commented. I'm going to look at that in just a moment. It's going mighty slow. I would use my other one because it's ready to go, but it always comes out yellow at first because it's like really, really hot. I mean, I'm going to paint it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But, well, at this point, I might have to because there's still a little bit more, and this needs a break. Let's see. It'll come out a little yellow at first, but then it goes clear, so it's really strange. Do you guys ever have that issue? It's the same exact glue, same glue sticks I use, but it comes out yellow. It's very different. I'm assuming it's because it's just really heated up, like very, very hot. I probably should just turn it down. Is there adjustment? Oh, maybe my other one had it. Oh, this doesn't even have an adjustment thing. That's weird. I had another Surebonder before that had an adjusted, you know. Oh, the other one has an adjustment on it. This one does. I knew something had it. But I did have another Surebonder before, but it broke, so I had to get a new one. But this one's been lasting a while, but it does come out yellow, which is kind of odd. But, you know, like I said, I always, you know, paint these anyhow, so it doesn't really matter too much, honestly. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's touch up right in this spot, right there. You guys see the yellow in there? Isn't that strange? I even squeezed some out first. As we know, I didn't realize my former name was on here. It's still Donna Sue. Oh, Donna Sue. Aw. Well, I'm so glad you came. I will definitely have to remember. Donna Sue is Donna, used to be Donna Barber. Donna Barber. And then I believe, was it you that just got remarried, right? Not too long ago? Okay, we got that fixed. And then these, they should be still a little warm, but I think they're ready. And they look pretty good. This one, I went in a little too much close to that hole, but I can always make it a little bigger. Or maybe it was supposed, yeah, I did go in a little bit much, but we can totally make that work though. I think this one, it needs a tiny bit on the side here. There we go. Okay, so I'll let that little corner set for a second here. These are going to be really cute though. I like these. Yeah, I can totally just make that a little bit bigger if I need to. But my plan is to put this on the top. And then I wish it was a tad bit bigger. Oh, what I can do is put another mold around here so it kind of fills in the spot a little. And then in the middle of that, I'm going to put a knob. So let's do some kind of mold. I have some made, so maybe I'll just use those. That way it saves some time if it works. Let's see. Let's see. I can put it on the edge. This one might be a little too, like, kind of big and thick. I can use some iFlex. I would have to use 2 of these. And then what I could do is take off the end leaves. That way I can have the other one have the middle part too. So let's get one of those, another one. There we go. And then it kind of matches a little bit with, you know, the center with it being round, and then it has the little round, you know, flower there. I think that would be cute. We're just gonna go for it. And then I also need a mold for where I'm separating this, where I want to do like the top and bottom different. I'm just taking off like the little end pieces that, you know, we don't need on there. Get those off. We don't need that. It can be a very tedious job when you make like a bunch of molds and you got to do this part after. It starts like, you know, really getting to your fingers. I mean, you can use tiny little scissors, work great too. But it's just kind of faster to use the nails. All right, so that's good. Now let's do this one. I think is pretty good. If I do the molds, like fill them, really kind of like take my time with it, then you really don't have much to kind of like trim off of there. All right, so we got those. And then for the middle, let's see. I do have a bunch of molds made. I should just grab it. I mean, I could do the same for the middle. Let's see, I should have one more. If I'm not mistaken, I know I made 4. Oh, it is right here. Let's see if it'll fit around there. I hope. I sure hope it will. I made these for some kind of project a while back, and then I never ended up using it. I ended up doing something else. Probably like some lace or something. Let's see. I think this is ready to come out. Yep. I just needed to get that one little piece on the corner. And I'm not going to use both of these, obviously, but I just wanted to see which one is going to look better. And since they were kind of like small and stuff, it didn't really matter too much. It looks like there's a little bit that needs to be filled in right there. All right, so it went here. And this is the stuff that takes, you know, where I say, oh, it's going to be so quick. And then this is the kind of stuff that makes it longer. All right. It should be good now. I just put a little bit of glue, pushed it in. That way it fills the bottom a little bit. Hey, Shauna, how are you, sweet friend? My gosh, I was loving that little book. Mini books are so fun and cute. They truly are. And that one was so beautiful. I love it. Super duper pretty. All right, let's get started with painting. We got to get these painted up. But I do think it's going to be good, because if I put this around here, then the other one will fit and connect over. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's like almost meant for it. I only have to trim a teeny bit off going around there, like a little bit. So that's fantastic. So I'll have these going around the middle, these going around the top. This, oh, I am gonna have to trim actually more, because I'm putting 2 of these on, and then I'm gonna connect it from that to the other. I mean, I could do one, but if I, you know, put this on a table, and, you know, you could see both sides, then it would be nice to have 2 molds on there. So hence the reason why I wanted to do 2. And it looks like it's good. All right, so now I just get these little pieces trimmed. I would like to get another one of these, but like a little bit bigger would be nice. I do really like this frame. It's really pretty. Okay. That's good. But they had these little gold frames. You get like a pack of like 20 of them on Amazon, and they're little small ones like this too. But you get 20 of these really beautiful, beautiful frames. So I think I'm going to order that. Today I ordered some new Tim Holtz dies that were out. Like this mini clipboard. Oh my gosh. Shauna, did you see the mini clipboard? If that's not the cutest little thing, I had to get it right away. As soon as I seen it, I'm like, I have to get this. I don't even know when exactly it came out, but because I wasn't really kind of like online for a little bit. And I know I get texts all the time from like, you know, Ranger and scrapbook.com, you know, all the things and, you know, places. But I didn't have a clue that it was out until I was on Instagram today, and I seen a couple people. Well, actually, I seen it the other day too, but I didn't realize in their photo that it was mini. I guess I was kind of like looking really fast, and I just didn't like notice. I thought it was actually like the mini real clipboards he has. So I didn't really know it was a die. And then I seen somebody today that had made it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need these. I need this in like my life right now. So I found it on Amazon. It was like $23, and then it was like $3 for shipping. So, but I got that and some other dies. So I'm excited. I'm excited for those. I can't wait. All right, so we got those 2. We got these, and then I will paint these 2 as well, just to have, you know, because I don't know which one I want to use yet. Both of them are really pretty. I'm kind of thinking this one. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I should have just left well enough alone and not put it back in. There we go. It's good now. I just needed like a tiny bit of a trim. There we go. Hey, Regina. It is cute. Oh my gosh. They're I got the Santa mugs after I saw Leah's. Oh, I got so many of those Santa mugs. I couldn't even help myself. Those little Santa mugs are too cute. I even had one of my friends, Giselle, sent me some too for a Happy Mail because she knew how much I loved them. I had them for decorations around my house. I had them for crafts. I had some sitting even up here with little Christmas trees in them. They are so cute. I love anything mini, honestly. I need a little sip of coffee is what I need. I need some coffee. The mugs are adorable. Love the new Vault dies. Yes, they're so cute. I think that one was new too that had the like the gauge, and it was like a light bulb and stuff. I have that in my cart, so I'll have to get that. But I definitely needed the one with the little clipboard. It was just so cute. I had to get it immediately. All right, so let's paint these up. I'm going to paint them black first. So I need some black paint. And so I'm going to grab some of, what is this? Let's use the Waverly. This should be ink. Yeah. Waverly chalk paint and ink, because it's just going to cover it really, you know, much faster and better here. So let's do that. And I'm going to grab some gloves because black paint and me don't mix too well together. My hands have been awfully dry. They're cracked open. They're horrible. And it's just going to be like a nightmare trying to get that black paint out of my hands. Oh my goodness. I need to, I apologize, friends. If you can give me just 1 second. That's lovely. I love it. Goodness. Wow. I apologize. Goodness. I've been a little under the weather lately. Sinus infection and bronchitis. It's been mighty fun. Fun indeed. All right, we're just going to paint these up. And I'm not going to leave them black, as you guys know. I mean, pretty much most of you that watch me know I always do these black first. And then I'll do some kind of other paint over top or some wax or something. I am very excited to use those hearts. They're really cute. I think I might actually have a die cut that's, you know, one of those metal dies that's like, you know, kind of similar to that. I get a lot of my dies from Amazon, like most of them. But I am so sorry about my, my throat has been weird. I mean, it's not actually my throat. It's really just in my chest. And it's just the medicine's making it come out. And I don't want to keep swallowing it because then it just stays in you longer. I know it sounds like TMI, too much information going on, but it's not like a nervous tick or anything. Certainly not. Some people like to clear their throat all the time because they're like nervous and stuff on lives, but it's totally not what I'm doing. Not at all. I like to use a chip brush to really get up in those, all the little grooves. So now today, I had to pick up Bella early from school because she's sick now. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I told her to not hang out with Ari and I during the weekend and all. And, you know, I thought, like, since we were on antibiotics, like, it would be okay. But apparently, whatever other thing we have going on, whatever bug's still lingering around here, like, she ended up getting it. So, yesterday, when I had got her from school, you know, after school, she kept sneezing like nonstop. And I'm like, what the heck? You're holding my phone and then you're sneezing. Like, you're going to touch my phone. I got to sanitize that now. Like, you know, a whole thing. And then we're in the car. I had to go to Columbia for the pharmacy and all after my doctor's appointment. And then meanwhile, she's just sneezing her head off the whole time, holding my phone, playing music, and trapped in the car with me. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Hopefully it's the same strain I already have, so, you know, I don't get anything extra. But it just seems to be like nonstop. And, you know, of course, Ari and I always get it because we have like apparently the worst immune systems in the house. It always lasts the longest for me. My immune system just straight sucks. And then, you know, I just told everybody to kind of keep their distance and everything so they don't get it. Bernard, he seems to be pretty lucky. When he gets sick, it's not too often, but when he does, he'll get like a little bit, like literally it's a day. I don't even know how, like maybe because he works out or something, I don't know, but his immune system is just amazing. Like I would just, I would give like my left pinky toe or more, maybe even more, just to have a good immune system like that. I might even give like a few toes for it. I don't know. But it just would be amazing to not be sick all the time. That's for sure. It would be. So, but the antibiotics are helping for Aria. I did change, or, you know, yesterday, the doctor changed the medicine for the sinus infection stuff. So it gave me something stronger, so that should be kind of helping But now, of course, it's starting to be, things are blooming and growing and all the things with spring. Spring is, I guess, starting at like 5 something in the morning. So I'm super excited that spring is going to be here. But I'm not excited about all the pollen. Because I do, same with like Leah. She gets a lot of sinus infections too. And it's just, it's not fun. Now, I was seeing a doctor for years, you know, a specialist for this. I totally forgot what kind of specialist it is because I haven't seen him in a while. But he had me on allergy medicine every day, like every day of the year. I would have to be on it. And then one time when I was like super duper sick and I, you know, I was having some like issues and I like, you know, had to go to the hospital because of not being able to, another TMI thing, couldn't go to the bathroom for like several weeks. And, they said that that medicine actually can cause, you know, constipation and all the things. And so then I stopped taking it every day, but it seemed like it actually helped with my sicknesses a lot more, like a lot better when I was actually taking it every day. So I think I'm just going to go back to that because I already have like other medicines that help, you know, to go to the bathroom. So I think I'll be all right. Sorry, it's just been all kinds of TMI tonight. Goodness. I mean, I should be at my private group talking about this stuff, I guess. There you can talk about anything. But here, people are going to hop on like, what in the world are we talking about? We're supposed to be talking about our crafts here. But yeah, so anyway, the whole point of that story was that I got back on the stronger allergy medicine, and that should help hopefully soon here. And then with the antibiotics and that, it should be, you know, hopefully starting to get rid of all this nastiness because it sure has been lingering for quite some time. Especially with the girls in school, just get all kinds of germs. It's like lovely. It's really lovely. Super fun. Hard to stay healthy with the kids in the house. So true. Very, very true. When they're in school, because usually like when we're sick, Hannah, she just kind of like will hibernate and stay away from us. So she doesn't really get sick like that. So she's smart to stay away. Nathan, he's kind of like Bernard. His immune system, like he has allergy issues, but his immune system's pretty good. So I would say that the worst, definitely. Even my mom's wasn't as bad as, like mine and Aria's is definitely the worst. And then Bella seems to always, you know, kind of get it after the fact. So I think Aria and her friends actually are the ones that originate and get it. And then they give it to, you know, us. So, it's always exciting. Hey, Carla. Happy Wednesday, sweet friend. And I see Mary, too. How are you? I hope you're feeling better today. I sure hope. What are we making? Hey, Patrick. I'm going to do a can craft. So right now I'm painting some molds, which I'm almost done that. And then I'm going to work on this can here. You can do the same thing with any kind of can or planter. Because I grabbed a few. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to do like a can with a lid and have the lid open. I've done those before where you have like some succulents or different kind of flowers hanging out. And you could do the lid, you know, on or off. Or, you know, one of the flower pots here, which you can get from Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure they're both from Dollar Tree. No, this one is not. Maybe the yellow one was from, I don't know, Dollar General or Walmart or something, but I'm sure it was like super cheap because, you know, they have them at Dollar Tree, so I wouldn't go spending a bunch, you know. Anyway, we can get them from there. And they have really cute ones too. So, you are feeling better. Good. Yeah, I was wondering that. I wanted to get on the group chat and find out earlier, and then I totally got sidetracked in things, and I forgot. I did. Yeah, so if you guys are just hopping on, my plan is to do like a, you know, kind of like a mixed media piece with this can here. So I want to put like a little knob and decoupage, and I want to do some texture on there as well. And then I want to do 2 different colors and then distress it all after. So really the longest part is just kind of like making the molds and painting. After that, it should go pretty, you know, pretty quick. I really got to finish up some stuff tonight. So, you know, I can't stay on like 3 hours or anything. So I really got to get some stuff done for sure. I got to catch up on things that I was supposed to do during the weekend, and it didn't happen because I was a little out of commission. I had, you know, the little bit of, tiny bit of energy I did have during the weekend. I used it on Aria's room, getting it back together since my mom moved. But Bernard helped and Aria helped, so that was good. Strawberry Cat, hey there. How are you? If you guys are new, definitely, you know, I would love for you to like subscribe and come back and hang out. I'm always doing different kind of projects, junk journaling, lots of mixed media, all kinds of stuff. So we just have fun chatting and crafting. And don't forget to do the thumbs up. Would be awesome because it really helps my channel a lot. And I'm, you know, really trying to grow it, which I probably need to do like more videos would be great. So I need to work on that. Seems like it's just been always so busy, but I need to like really focus on the business stuff would be great. And I think things should settle down here for a little bit, but then, you know, there's going to be something happening at some point, which I'll let you guys know very soon. I just can't yet, but I will soon. I'll fill you guys in on all the things. All right, we're just about done this. I don't know what color I want to do over top of this, but the black is just for to have that dimension, the depth of it, and, you know, the shadowing. And then I just do, you know, some kind of other color over top, but not cover it completely. Make sure to get up in there. This one needed to be a little bit bigger. I think I'm going to go with this one. That one's pretty, huh? I mean, they're both really pretty, but the hole on here is bigger, so my knob's going to like fit in there better, and I don't have to, you know, deal with that. I think I got everything pretty covered. Oh, no. Looks like there's a little spot here. I did miss a couple spots. Apparently my eyesight's going up too. Goodness. I wasn't paying attention very well. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, sometimes you really got to get up in those little, all these little nooks and crannies there. Okay, and then these I think are pretty good. Everything seems to be covered well. So what did everybody do today? Hopefully you guys had a great day and, you know, nice weather and all the things. It was about 70 degrees here in Maryland again today. So I was pretty excited about that. I do enjoy, you know, sitting out in the sun for like a while, like soaking up all the sun I can. So I did that again today, which was really nice. But, you know, of course the pollen is starting, so then it's kind of like the whole, you know, kind of like a catch-22. Like, you know, it's great that you can get out in the sun. You don't have to take, you know, the vitamins because of the deficiency. I could just, you know, I'd much rather sitting in the sun and enjoy that. But then you got the pollen to deal with, and then, you know, my nose starts stuffing up right away and all the things. But I dealt with the stuffy nose because I was enjoying the sun so much that I didn't care at that point. The sun trumped it for sure. All right, so I can't dry these too much because they are, you know, it's glue, so I don't want it to melt. So let's work on decoupaging the, you know, decoupaging the can here. But you can use any kind of can, jar, you know, flower pot. All the things would be, you know, great for this. All right, so let's take, do I want to take that off? Still some coffee in there from years ago, little teeny bit. I feel like this spray paint, since it's so old, it's just like cracking right off of there. I'm gonna have to repaint that a little. It's just coming right off. I mean, look at this. I spray painted this at our old house. So it's, you know, that was quite a while ago. Let me just put this in here. Get some of that off. Oh, I'm making a mess. It's a big old mess. Yeah, I didn't seal it, and it actually was only one coat that I did do on this, and it was, you know, forever ago, so, but the rest of it, this seems fine, and I just spray painted it like on the, I didn't even take off the thing that was on here. I probably should have even did that. I don't know why I didn't take that off, actually. Oh, well. We're just going to paint on it and leave it. Hey, Carol. How are you, sweet friend? You worked on an Easter journal. It was cold and windy. That's a bummer that it wasn't the best weather. But at least you got to do some journaling and, you know, have some fun with that. All right, we need some white. No, don't drop. We need some kind of like white or cream or something here. Oh, you know what? Huh. I'm going to paint this a different color anyway. Actually, let me see. Let me put these back and then get this. I'm just going to put like a tiny bit of Slick Stick on here. You know, just one quick little coat on the lid, because I'm going to use one of the colors I picked out of like the blues and the pinks over here. So that'll go right on, you know, top anyhow. So I'll just do this. There was so many things I spray painted, like at the old house. I went through this whole like spray paint and obsession for a minute there. I would just grab stuff and spray paint it and prepare it for a live, and then just like never used it. I haven't spray painted once since I've been here in the new house. And we've been here for 2 years. So it's definitely, luckily I prepared for some. All right, now I had some on my brush, so just putting it across here really quick. All right, that's good. And I don't really need to work with the lid at the moment anyhow, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Because I'm going to work on the can for now. So let's move that over there. And these are about dry. They seem like they're getting pretty, you know, ready. All right, so I'm going to mark where I need to, because I want to decoupage the birds on here. Let's move this. I need some space here, a little bit. If I wasn't doing, you know, putting one of these and the knob and, you know, the mold at the top on this little lid, then I would totally do some kind of like little scene at the top. Like, I was just looking at these here, like a couple of flowers, and then you can put like a little bunny. You can put some eggs, some carrots. These are the Tim Holtz salvaged bunnies and tiny eggs. Look how cute they are. They're really cute. But do like a little scene up there would be so pretty. I think it would be adorable. But I'm gonna do the molds instead. But I do need to dry this just so I don't make a big mess here. Keep that over there. Keep this dry. And then first I'll decoupage. That way I kind of know what area I'm going to go with. Or I'll just use a pencil and kind of mark it. But, you know, the good thing is that this can has these little grooves in it. So that'll kind of keep it separated, so I could do my two different colors. I can kind of use that as a guide, whether it's exactly in the middle. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just going to go with it. All right, so the frame, let's see. You know, it's not too big, but as long as we can see the birds, I'm going to use that one. I think is really cute. And that one's really cute too, because you can see like the whole bird. That one you can see most of it, but except for the little teeny feet. So I think I'm gonna go with these two here. So let's just get that off. And this paper, I believe, is, I wanna say LTD Designs or something. I forgot. I had the little piece here. Let me see what it is. I think this came from it. Yeah, LTD collection. So, and I have the number for it, but I got them through like Decoupage Queen. That's pretty much where I got those from. I'm just taking some of this excess off that I certainly will not need. Yeah, that one's going to be cute. All right, so I'll take a little bit more off. And some of this one. And then the colors I picked out was the blue and pink. And I just grabbed like a couple of different kinds. You know, different shades. It's going to be so cute. I'm glad I didn't put these away. I just put them to the side like with my little, in this drawer with the little scrap pieces of rice paper. So it was very handy. Very handy. Wish I can keep some of that blue on there, but that's not going to work, unfortunately. can still see some of the pink flowers here a little bit. Not going to get much of that blue, though it is really cute. Yeah, it's a pretty color. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So that one has 2 birds and this one has 1. So here's the little bird and the 2. They're really cute. And then I'll see what color I want to do for the molds after. I guess I probably need to decide that. I think what I should do is mark where I'm going to put these molds. That should be like the first thing, I guess. All right, so the middle line thing is here. I'm just going to go with the groove of the can. And then we'll have this here. Oops. My tracing skills are lovely. Just like as good as my cutting skills. All right, there we go. Let's get rid of that little bit because, you know, we don't need that. And I don't even know what that stuff was. Something scraped on it, I guess. So the molds. Why is this? This is weird. The molds are going to go right here. Except for the middle of this, of course. We're going to put the image there. But at least now, oops, I've done erase some of the paint off there. At least now I know where the one is going to be. So then I'm going to go to the back of this, and it appears that it's like pretty much like kind of right here. Hopefully. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. All right. Now, of course, you only have to do one side if you're putting it like on a shelf or something. But if I put it on the table, then, you know, I might want to have have it double-sided. Or whoever, you know, is going to get it. Because, I mean, I probably will end up selling it. But I think, you know, on a table would be cute. All right, then we'll get rid of this. Just in case the, you know, with the rice paper, you want to have like a white rice paper or a napkin. Like anything of the, you know, thin kind of stuff. Minus like the scrapbook paper and all that, you know, you don't have to really worry about it, but this is best to have it white. Where did I put that stuff? Right here. And it doesn't have to be necessarily perfect, but I do have a couple little of the yellow coming through. I don't know why when I spray painted this, I didn't take off the little wrapper. I really am not too sure what my thinking process with that was. Maybe I was just being like super lazy. Let's get this little spot down here too. All right, nice. Now I'm just getting the excess off of my brush. And I don't think I'm going to do the texture on both of these, like the top and the bottom. I think I'm gonna just maybe do it on the bottom, like the textury part. And then, or maybe I'll do texture on both, but like the bottom would be even more texture. I think that would be awesome. All right, this one, you can see that there was like a lot missing there. So I'm just gonna get that really quick since I have this open. And this is like a plastic kind of thing, so, you know, I don't want to melt that either. Certainly don't want to do that. Oh, there's a piece of hair in there. That's lovely. I could even do some texture up here too. So that one craft that I posted, I guess it was 2 days ago, there was quite a few that I posted of like these planters. The one that I made that was like white and had like succulents, and it had like 2, you know, and then a little stand, they had little feet, and then there was one in the middle. That one, the texture is actually eggshells is what I did for that one. And I still have a bunch of eggshells in a jar, because at the time when I was using them, which is, it's been forever ago, but they work for really great for, you know, some nice thick texture. You just clean your shells really good, let them dry out, and then you just crush them up. And you can even use, if you want to leave them natural, you can use the white eggs. I've used the brown, I've mixed them. But they really work great for, you know, texture. All right, so let's make sure this is dry. Actually, I'm wondering if I should put, I guess I'll put the image first. Maybe. I guess I should do that. Oh, I don't know which one I should do first. Should I do all the painting and texture first and then? I think I should put this on. I'll decoupage and then put this on and then paint. That way this can just be like a barrier so that it the brush doesn't accidentally go on the image. I think that's my plan. All right, so we need some glue. Man, I gotta keep clearing my throat. Goodness. I think I need another sip of coffee. How are you doing, Carol? Hey, sweet friend. I'm starting with a runny nose and getting headaches more often. Pollen. Sit outside often too. It's got to be the pollen then, definitely, because it does cause the headaches and everything too. And, you know, Bernard and I never really had allergies when we were growing up until we got to be adults. And then all of a sudden the allergies came and they have been crazy. Like he even had episodes where he had to go to the hospital because he broke out in all these, oh my gosh, he looked, it was really scary looking, let's just say. It was not fun at all. His throat was like closing up and all this stuff. Like it was just, he was a mess. So hopefully I didn't take too much of this paper off for my spot here. Oh no, it's good. It's good. It fits in there great. Look at that. I love that. So he has to, like, you know, he has these like allergic reactions now and, you know, all these things, and then certain things he eats, he has to make sure to take the allergy medicine ahead of time. I don't really have a food allergy necessarily. Sometimes I'll get like this, certain things I eat, I'll get this weird thing in my throat. It's really strange. I don't know if it's necessarily like an allergy thing per se. It could be, I don't know. But I know the seasonal allergies are crazy. And then from, you know, the cats. My dog, I'm always fine with. And actually the only cat that really bothers me is Alfred, the white one. His hair is just horrendous. Like, I can never get a white cat again. It's just something about his hair, the long hair and stuff, that just, it bothers me so much when I can't hold him. Like, he wants me to cuddle with him because he's super cuddly and sweet. And I feel so bad because it just tears me up. I mean, I pet him all the time, of course. But, I can't really, like, you know, I mean, if I'm, like, laying on the couch and I'll fall asleep, he'll just climb on me and sleep on me when I'm sleeping, so I don't notice, really. Or he'll start, like, licking my feet or, like, licking my face, waking me up. And I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go in the room. But we don't let the animals in the room because, you know, Bernard has, like, the allergy stuff, too. And he sleeps with a breathing machine, so the cats and dogs, like, we keep our door shut and they don't come in our room. Which is sad because then my sweet Luna can't sleep with me. But she can when I'm, you know, on the couch. All right, so we got those. And I'm just going to glue these on with some hot glue. Let's see how that's going to be. Yeah, as long as I get it in the spot that I need it. And then the rest of it that's going to be kind of, you know, might show a little bit. Oh, I should have put that down more. I didn't pay attention to that. I certainly should have put that down more. Well, I guess about right there is good. Some of it's, you know, it's not exactly in the spot that it was, but I'm just going to paint around that stuff anyway, so it'll be fine. And then these, I'll use some wax after, just to kind of go over it a bit. All right, so we're going to do this one right here. And just hold that down for a moment. Excuse me. Have a good night. Good night, Donna. I'm so glad you got to come here and hang out for a bit. Wow, I've already been on for over an hour. Goodness. Who would have known, right? It always goes so quick when you're live. It's always so quick. Yeah, I'm doing like the paint and texture and all the things around this, so it'll be covered, you know, regardless. And then I want to make sure this is on good. I should have used some of the you know, E6000 or something too, just to ensure it stays on. Let me see if I can kind of like squeeze a little bit in there. Aside from like just the hot glue, just try to have like a little bit. Yeah, I can get it up in there. Luckily some of that was lifted a bit, so I can get that glue in there a little bit around the edges. That's definitely gonna have to be glued back down now that I'm pulling it up. Goodness. Oh, that's some strong glue, that's for sure. They say some people can't handle using the fabric tack, but the E6000, whew, that one's a strong one. I couldn't imagine working with that every day like I used to. When I had that accessory business, I had to use this all the time. And, whew, it is a strong one. That it is. All right, let's see where this is going to go. This one, I didn't pay any attention to that. Goodness. I should have scooted that one up, the other one down. All right, so I don't want to mix the glues. So I'm trying not to like cover the whole thing. Lid. All right. Whew. It is a strong one. I'm just trying to go like around it pretty much. Because when you mix them, it seems to not really like work too well. Okay, let's see where we're putting this. That's about right there. Nice. This one's sticking really good. Have been fighting a nasty headache all day. Oh no. Maybe you could take some Motrin or some Tylenol. I was taking Motrin like a lot, even like Motrin 800, and then my one doctor said, like, you know, I need to take Tylenol instead, that the Motrin is just not good for you at all. So I'm trying to do better with it. But it does really help with, like, when my back's flared up and stuff. I gotta, you know, I gotta take it. But, you know, just in between, if it's like a headache, then, you know, I'll just try to take the Tylenol instead. So one I had to do a little bit higher and one a little bit lower, but, you know, that's all good. And then let me use this just to kind of get some of that. Ooh, there's wax on this. I guess I should have used a different one because it's a daggone mess. Goodness. I got some like gold wax on this thing. All I wanted to do was try to clean up the glue a little, not make even more of a mess. Jeez. All right, let's hold that down. Can't do fabric tack. I know you only handle the fabric tack. It's the E6000. That's a little much, I would say. I put a lot of glue under this one. Keep on making, y'all. I love that. How are you? Urban Making. And Corey's here. Hey, sweet friend. How are you doing? Did you guys do your lives earlier? I'll have to join you guys one, you know, Wednesday. Because you guys finish, you do it until like, I think you said like 5 or something. All right, now, we got those on. So we'll worry about, I'll come back to that. And I will have to trim down this glue situation here. I will have to trim down these when I put it around. Because I'm just gonna, like, I want this to be in the middle. So I would put this in the middle here. I think I'm just gonna put it on now. At this point, it's just going to be easier, I think. All right, so let me trim. Luckily, I have this, well, it's not centered. I was going to say this line on this can would have been great for centering it, but my things are not centered, so it's going to have to go like right there. So let's get that trimmed. I need some scissors here. I don't know what happened to my gold scissors I always used. I mean, unless they're just buried underneath all this stuff, could be a possibility. All right, so this one, I'll just take a little bit off at a time because it's going to be much easier. You know, I can always take away a little at a time. It's harder to get it back on, that's for sure. Okay, it's totally crooked, but we're gonna deal with it. And then that one. Yeah, this one is like a little wonky. I probably should use different scissors to do this part. Might work a little better. Okay, let's see how this is. Yeah, it fits in pretty good. Nice. All right, so I'm going to put this one on. And so we're going to use a little bit. Hopefully just a little of that. Okay, and then I have to hurry. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm glad I decided just to put it on first. I think it just makes it a lot easier. And then if you have any spot, like since I'm using, you know, hot glue for these molds, if there's like, say, a spot here that you want to kind of fill in a little bit before, you know, doing the final painting on it, that's, you know, the great time when you can actually kind of build it up a little bit and fill it in. And just do like a little bit at a time. That way it's not melting it. And just, you know, build that area up, and then you can touch up the paint, and then it's good to go. Over here, I'd say it looks pretty good there, but I guess I'll fill in a teeny bit there. And I think underneath too, a little bit. I want to make sure it's nice and sealed too. And I'm doing texture on here. So I think, you know, it's okay to go around. Usually I wouldn't do this if I'm just painting it, because you would be able to see all that. But since I am going around with texture underneath the paint, then it's, you know, totally fine to kind of like make sure it's double sealed on there. And then to build up that area. All right, so that's good. And now the other one. Let's see. I'm not supposed to take Motrin or Tylenol, kidney disease, but I do take Tylenol occasionally. One of those occasions you had to, huh? Yeah, my mom's not supposed to. She can take Tylenol, but she can't take, she's not supposed to take Motrin, though she does anyway. My grandmom has kidney disease. So I don't know if she takes any. I guess I never really asked her if she does, but she has a kidney disease as well. All right, filled that in a little. Now let's mark this and see where it's going to be. It's not going to be the same as the other one, of course. So that's why you have to just do it, you know, one at a time. Because of the placement of these molds that I put on. All right, and then I think right here. Okay, let's see how this is gonna be. Hopefully it fits in there nice, and then I won't have to trim anymore. That would be awesome. I need a little bit more over here. All right, that's great. But hopefully the Tylenol did help you and your headache went away, though. I sure hope. Especially since you don't like take it often. I took it, you know, a little bit recently. I mean, not today, but not, you know, long ago, a few days ago or something, or last week. And it did help for my headache and all, because I really never really had taken Tylenol. I mean, it's, of course I have taken it, but I mean, it's just been like a while, because I would always take Motrin. All right, that's good. And it took a little bit too much off over here, so luckily I can build that up. And I want that down a little bit more. Tylenol does nothing for me. I do Aleve. I haven't had Aleve in years and years. I don't even know the last time I even had Aleve, honestly. I probably, you know, should give it a try. It probably would help pretty good. This side didn't really need to be built up much, but just to do it, just to make sure it's nice and secure. It's always the beauty of doing texture paint and stuff, where you can, you know, you can get away with doing, you know, say you like mess up your craft or something. That texture is just going to cover it up. It's very forgiving. And then I'm able to even do this where I can put the extra glue all around to seal everything. So it is pretty great. Great technique. Not only for, you know, all that, the dimension and stuff that the texture gives, but it certainly covers things too, which is cool. Okay. That's pretty good. And I'll fill in that a little bit more. It looks like it was just like bonded together, like just all one piece because of doing that. You know, just building up around that area. And this one I'll do a little bit more. With it being the glue as well, like if I wanted to, I could even use the tip and kind of melt all that down and then blend it down to the other one. So there's different reasons why I like using the glue versus the clay. I mean, not only is it much easier to clean, not have to worry about all this stuff on your hands, and then you got to get out the flour and do all the things. And I love playing with clay. I think it's great. It's fun. I love making little clay sculptures, like little miniatures, and you know, all the things that's great. But when I'm on a live, I like to just get straight to making my mold and, you know, getting on with it. All right, I think that's pretty good. Fill in that spot there. These molds are not going anywhere. I will say that. They're definitely sealed in here pretty good. Definitely will say. They shouldn't go anywhere. Now, the glue strings, on the other hand. You love this? Yay! I'm so glad. That's awesome. Fun. 5 to 6. We always mention you late. Aw, that is so sweet that you do. I would love to do that. So 5 to 6 every Wednesday you've been doing it. That would be awesome. I'll come in and hang out with you guys. I always seem to forget about it, so I need to put it like in my phone, you know, my alert, and have my reminder among everything. I mean, my alarm will go off in an hour saying to put the clothes in the dryer. So I just got to have everything in my phone. All right, so that looks pretty good. And then I guess I might as well put this on too. All right, so this is going to go in the middle, put the little knob, and then these are going to go around. The only thing is that, you know, I want to make sure that this little piece is on, you know, for both. So that means I need to figure out when I put this on here what I'm going to have to trim off. So I want to make sure that both of those can be on. I think what I might have to do, maybe I'll just take off like a little bit at a time and then kind of like glue it down and then trim the rest. Because right now I'm kind of seeing that at least, you know, take these off. I'm kind of nervous to take all of it, so let's just do like part of this just in case. And then I can trim a little bit more off. Well, I'm certainly glad I didn't do that. Take even more. Goodness. Because that fits on there like just enough. Like if I would have took any more, then it would have been too much. I do want to kind of like point this a little. Since the other one is. Oop. And then I can always like fill in a little bit. Oh my golly. Why do I always knock over my glue tools there? I have no clue. And then I keep putting this glue away when I'm not done with it. All right, I'll put that one on after, but this. Yeah, I took off more of that one than I probably needed to. And I certainly don't feel like making another one. All right, I think it has to go in a little. Hopefully that's good. If not, I'll hopefully try to hurry up and pull it off there. Let's see. Yeah, it's good. That is good. Okay, line that up. Oh, goodness, I need to bring that over quick. There we go. Looking good. I need a little bit more glue here. And then I'm going to put glue in the middle. Oh, that was really hot. That way, I can, you know, I'm bonding those together. Goodness, my finger was literally like glued together with my other one for a second there. Yeah, so that side looks really good, like together. This one, I want to do the same thing pretty much. So I need to lift that and then glue in the middle. That needs a little bit more. And then just Scoot over. Goodness, it's really glued down there. That's for sure. Okay, that's good. Today was the first day that Aria got to play with her friends after, you know, with the whole sickness stuff since last Thursday. So that was great because she started getting just really like, she was outside with me earlier after school. And she just was like in a just hyper, and she was getting like restless. She was starting to just be really annoying. And I'm like, don't you want to play with your friends? Like, I think, you know, you've been missing them, haven't you? Because they've just been playing, you know, right next door. Her best friend lives right next door. So they usually will play every single day, you know. They go back and forth, mainly over my house. Because Aria wants to, you know, mainly be here. And then all the kids want to come here because I'm more like lenient and let them run around and, you know, do all the things. So they like to come here. But we were going to go to the mailbox, you know, which is just right down the end of the street. And so she wanted to get her bike or her scooter out of the garage. So she did that. I was getting my keys. And then gonna, you know, we were gonna walk there. And then her friends were next door and they came out and then they started playing. I'm like, hallelujah. So then it was nice and peaceful. And then they had the garage door open and started bringing all kinds of stuff out to make like a fort. All the cushions for the furniture outside and all the things. But I'm like, hey, they're content having fun. So I'll just, you know, we can clean that later. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I like that. That's awesome. Took a little bit to kind of, you know, glue all the things on, but now we're just going to get into like the texture and the, you know, the painting. And I didn't even pick out the knob yet to see if I need to make that hole bigger in the center. But I do know that I have some little tiny knobs that I think would work. So if anything, even if I have to try to like pull this back off, you know, heat it maybe and pull it off, you know, we'll see if I have to do that, but I think it should be okay. Because even if I get a bigger one that can't even fit in there, but it fits up here, I'm totally fine with that too. All right, so that's pretty good. I like it. Because I have these little tiny knobs right here. Let's see. There's a lot of different options. I keep them in these containers here. This one's kind of heavy, definitely. But I have this little one. Oh my gosh, it just fell to the bottom. Here's one. I think this is going to be like perfect. Look how small that is. Oh my goodness, it's going to fit in there great. I'm excited. Look how cute that is. I love that. I think the other one is a little bit better shape. That is exciting. I love it. Yeah, I just keep them all like in these different containers. You know, so there's a bunch of different ones that you could try out for these. Now some have like the screw and then you have to, you can't unscrew it and stuff. This one, I believe you can. I don't know, but some you can't. So you would have to like figure out how to cut that. But you know, these little containers are great for storing those in. And I haven't even been in some of those containers in forever. I mean, I forgot I even had, you know, this little thing is so cute. I'm going to use that soon. I better leave it out. And I'm just going to fill that a little bit. And then I'll put the knob on after, but look how cute that is. That's going to be great. Right now I'm just getting some of the glue strings off of here so I can start doing my texture stuff. All kinds of glue strings. Glue galore. I want to figure out what color I want to do for like an accent color to go with the like pink and blue. I might do some gold. Definitely lots of glue strings was on there. But that's getting all those loose ones. Pulling all the loose ones up. I still have to keep up the awesome work. Yay, thank you. That's sweet. I really appreciate that. Do you do crafts as well? Urban makings. I imagine definitely you would do some kind of, you know, crafty stuff. I don't know what is... Something on here was still... The black paint I used, I mean, I didn't think it was wet at all, but maybe there was some little spot that was, because there's, my brush is like gray now. Strange. But I definitely will check out your channel as well. I need something. Let's just use this again. We're using this, and I need a wipe. Guess it doesn't matter too much if it is, you know, gray. I mean, either way, it's all getting painted over with the pink and blue. Right now, I'm just getting glue strings, pretty much. And then this is, you know, filling in over that glue as well. All right, so all that's looking good. Let's get underneath now. Oh, there's a little string there. I'm really missing watching my Young Sheldon. Does anybody watch that show? It's on Netflix. I absolutely love watching that. A lot of times Bella and I will watch our shows, or like we'll have, you know, movie nights or whatever, but most of the time, like, Bella and I watch our shows the most together. So she turned me on to that one, and we were watching it together, but then, you know, on weeknights, we don't get to always watch it, you know, on the weeknights, so I started watching it on my own and just, you know, surpassed her, like, big time. And it's 6 seasons, but I'm in the 6th season, so I'm going to be done with it soon. But sometimes I fall asleep when I'm watching it, so I feel like I missed, like, a bunch. And it's just one of those shows where you can, like, still, you know, you can watch it. Just like when I was watching Fuller House. I watched that over and over and over, that I ended up knowing all the words, and the kids did, because it was always on at night. I would watch it for, like, I don't know, it had to have been like 2 years. It was so ridiculous how much I watched that show. All right, that's looking pretty good. So now I'm like, oh, I'm going to just rewatch it again, because I know I missed stuff. But it's such a cute show, and it's just funny. And it's just, it's like so nostalgic, because it's, you know, the setting is in the 80s. And, you know, it was the 80s, baby. So, you know, it's just, I just love it. It's cute. And create with us. I would love that. That would be super fun. I think that would be pretty awesome. All right, I think everything's coated pretty well. And I got to kind of cover up the glue a bit. Get some excess stuff off of here. Oh, I forgot to do around here. We need to do that. Need to get the excess off of there, but this is looking pretty good. And we got the little image in there, and then I'm just gonna go over it with some kind of, you know, paste or, you know, some kind of wax paste. I'm kind of thinking gold, or do like all of it, like with the liquid gold or something. I think that would look pretty. I wasn't really necessarily going to do, you know, a bunch of texture up here, but it wouldn't really be a bad idea. So much for having this one here, when I'm just getting it right on the mat. Yeah, there was like something that was still a little bit wet. Oh, goodness. Did I just pull that off? I feel like that needs to be glued more. It just totally popped right off of there. Even the that stuff, I might as well put my thing on there now. All that glue was in the middle. What was it? The slick stick came right off of it. All right, I need something. I had to get that off just in case I don't do like a bunch of texture on here. I don't want like tons of the glue, you know, on there. Though I might just do like a little bit of texture. You have a good night, Regina. Thanks so much for coming on and hanging out. Yeah, I'll do like a little bit of texture, but, you know, not as, I think most of it will be on the bottom half of this, and then kind of like a little bit on the top and the lid. All right, so all done with that. That stuff seemed to take quite a while. Let's put that there. Yeah, it took quite a while for that, but I can put this to the side now, let that dry. This side goes together like perfectly. This one, it goes together, you know, looks good, but I feel like I could fill in a little bit more. There we go. And then I'll just paint that after, but it's looking good. Did I use the right one? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add some, I don't want to use like my Tim Holtz texture paste, because, you know, it's like gonna run out quickly if I do a lot of texture with this. Did I open this one? I did. Yeah, so I'm gonna just use some caulk or DAP is what I'm gonna grab here. And then also some of, let's see, we got some heavy body gel. I do have those eggshells in a jar over here. 3D powder. Maybe I'll do some triple thick after. That would be cool. What am I trying to grab here? I need, oh, dab. I need some dab. I might mix in some of the 3D powder, Pentart 3D powder. And there's actually different sizes like of grain that you can get for these. I have 3 different ones. This is coarse, there's fine, and then there's like the 3D balls. So these are great for like, you know, the texture and all. All right, so let's do the bottom first. And I'm gonna just put it on. And then once I get it on there and it dries, then I'm just gonna paint over it. Let's move this. And I think I should probably, let's move that too. I probably should like flip this over so I'm not getting like the black paint on my stuff here. All right, so I'm just gonna do the bottom for now, I guess. And I know I do want it to be a little different, even though it's gonna be different colors already. But I think I want the bottom to be even more like textured kind of thing. Or could always do like the texture kind of stuff here and like the texture, the crackle paste up here. That could be fun. But I think I'm going to use the 3D powder. Oh, I haven't used this one. And this one's the coarse. Maybe the fine. Maybe I should use fine. Or I'll use coarse for the bottom and fine for the top. Maybe I should do that. But they're like tiny little balls, pretty much. So if you take a little look there, a little look-see. All right, I need some coffee. Are you going to auction this piece? I am, actually. And what I was going to do, I was supposed to have an auction. I'm going to get a palette knife and a stencil brush. I was supposed to have an auction this past weekend, but when I was like really sick and everything, I couldn't, you know, couldn't do it. So what I was deciding, something I wanted to do like anyway, like in between auctions, like the live auctions, I want to do some, I want to do like a silent auction. So I want to just post, I need to take like pictures of different things, and I'll have like a starting price, you know, bid, and then, you know, whoever wants it bids on it, and it'll go on for like, you know, 24 hours. And then after that, whoever has the highest bid on it, you know, they'll get the item or items, and then, you know, then they'll message. So kind of like the live ones, but, you know, just a little different. All right, let's put in, ooh, okay. Let's put in some of those. And just mix it in here and there. And of course you can paint over those as well. But it's just gonna, you know, just be a little something, you know, extra in there for the dimension. Could also do some, I think I need a little bit more at the top. Like around that. You can also do like some stenciling, would be really pretty. Yeah, I want to make sure that, you know, all the glue is covered for sure. Ooh, that'll get your arthritis acting up. And then once this dries, then I'll just go ahead and paint it. I mean, it would be cool even just leaving it with this stuff. Like, you don't have to necessarily paint it. They even have a pink one too, which I have here. I don't think I used the pink one before. I might have and then painted it. I'm not too sure. Also, like I was saying earlier, the eggshells, can totally put those in. You can even just, if you don't want to add all this stuff, you can even just do the eggshells with the, you know, the glue, and then paint over those, which is what I did before, like on that one planter I posted the other day. I didn't do any kind of any of this paste stuff or, you know, the dab or anything. I just put it on with glue. And then I don't even think I painted over it. I'm not too sure. I might have just sealed it. I made that years ago. So I don't know what I did, but I don't think I covered it up with paint. I mean, you can. I've done that with other ones, but that particular one, I don't think I did. Oh, okay. Let's put a little of that back. Luckily, you get tons because, you know, might have to put it in like a little shaker thing. Like a salt and pepper shaker or something. Now, if I was using the Tim Holtz texture paste or grit paste, I would be going through my whole container right now. So that's when you just make your own. It's kind of relaxing doing this. And it's going to turn out so cool. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Almost done with the bottom here. Good thing I didn't do a bigger pot, huh? It would take quite some time. I think at that point I would use the Dollar Tree caulk or what is the other one? The caulk or the, oh goodness, spackle. Also, plaster of Paris is fun to play with too. All right, I think I need more. There we go. And try to do it gently. Oh, wow. It goes so well at first, and then I get carried away. See if we can do this really quick. So you can see how this has tons and tons of texture to it, but I don't want quite as much texture on the top, I don't think. So I want to do, you know, some texture, but not as much as this. Just to give some, you know, just have it a little different so it's not all the same, though it is going to be different colors, so, you know, it still would look really cool. All right, I just want to make sure it's filled in really good by the mold. Or mold. Oh, okay. It just squeezed right on out. Make sure all the glue is covered for sure. I was going to use the palette knife as well, but I feel like this is, you know, just quick and just a cool kind of stucco kind of look to it. Reminds me of those old ceilings when you would have the texture. I don't know if they still do that anymore. Not too sure. Okay, I think it's all done, friends, for this part. So now we just need this to dry. Use the heat tool, dry that, and then work on the top layer. Let's see. I guess I could do the top layer now and then just kind of dry it after. So I'm going to do a little bit of texture, but not as much up here. Like it's not going to be caked on as much. Now I definitely want to fill in, you know, around the mold again to make sure that it's covered. You know, it's covering that glue. A little bit more there. So you guys have any plans for tomorrow and for the weekend? I think I think I'm at an event tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get to go in the group chat right now to see. Like earlier, like it just was kind of nonstop today. And I got to see like the, you know, the printables were in there, but I didn't see if, I think they posted the flyer, if I'm not mistaken, for the memory decks. I think, maybe. So maybe that's tomorrow. I better check for sure, but if not, if I don't have an event tomorrow, then I'll still go live on Facebook, because there is, you know, some things I need to work on, like this design team project that is due on the 25th. I really need to work on that. Yeah, I'm just kind of using some of that I already put in by the molds and just bringing it up to have the texture, but not as much. Just kind of move some of that around. And then I'm not using, I probably should close that because I don't want that to spill, but the other one is like a sandy kind of like real fine, and this one's the coarse one. But these are Pensart. Just had to clear some from the mold, just so it's not as much going on with that. Kind of smooth it out, get some of the excess off, but then still dab the dap around it, because I don't want it smooth. I do want it still the texture going on. So we booked our hotel for spring break. So we're gonna go to, we haven't been to Virginia Beach in a while. Like we used to go all the time, but it's been, I feel like it's been forever since we've been. Like probably 2 years or something. And we used to go like a couple times a year. So it's definitely gonna be nice to visit. I mean, we've been down for like, you know, his grandmom's funeral and to pick up the boys for the summer, but not like going down for, you know, a week or a weekend. Like we haven't like really stayed down there in a while. So that's gonna be nice. So we booked a suite, and then we're gonna go to Busch Gardens, visit with like family and friends, go to the zoo, all the different things. So it's going to be fun because we were trying to decide on what we were going to do for spring break, because we're going to be going, like somewhere during the summer, or, a couple of different places and go to the beach and all that. And then after summer, we're going to Disney World. So we already have like the tickets and booked everything for that. So we didn't want to do, anything too like extravagant and crazy for spring break, but wanted to do something. So then he thought about, Virginia Beach. I'm like, oh, that would be awesome. We haven't been there in forever. And Nate, he has his best friends there. Hannah's best friend did live there in Virginia Beach, but she just moved to California with her boyfriend. So I don't know if Hannah's going to go with us, but Nate, everybody else is going to go. All right, so this is looking pretty good. I am loving it. I need all that to dry. And then I can paint it. But look how cool that's looking. We got lots and lots of texture on the bottom, and then some at the top, but not like where it's too, too much on both. And then actually, while I have this stuff out, let's do the lid. Vicky, how are you doing? Is it Vic or Vicky? Vic is what it's saying. So, how are you doing, Vic? I'm going to do the same where it's just a little. Not too much going on with this. And then a little out here. Okay, that's good. And we need coffee again. Another coffee break. I usually don't use the ones that have the lids, just because I always am afraid I'm going to like break the lid. But today, I just felt like it. Laundry is on for tomorrow. Friday is thrifting with my niece this weekend. Raindrops and wind. Good old Seattle weather. You guys get a lot of wind, or a lot of rain, huh? I haven't been to Seattle, but we do actually plan on going there at some point. We had plans to go there not too long ago. And then Bernard changed it up. And we ended up going to Vegas. So but we do plan on going to like all the, different states. And we like to do, 1 or 2 trips with like just him and I. And then we do, the family trips each year. So we are looking forward to going to, somewhere soon for him and I. And we were thinking could do Seattle. He mentioned Georgia for like they have like the largest aquarium there. Or he had just mentioned yesterday about Tennessee. I mean, we don't really listen to like country music, but it still would be really cool to go. I listen to all kinds of music really, and he does too, like classic rock, and I like, older music, from the 80s and 90s is like my favorite, but I listen to all kinds. Like I like Doja Cat and that kind of stuff too. But then, I can really rock out to some Cyndi Lauper and Madonna is definitely, where did I put that stuff? Oh, wow, it's right next to me. It is right next to me. So I think it would be fun to check it out. I haven't been there before, so You know, we're just trying to think of places that we haven't really been. I have been to Georgia, and, you know, him and I have been in the airport plenty of times in Georgia, but him and I haven't been, like, together, like, roaming around and exploring. So that's when we were gonna do, like, the aquarium and all that stuff, but then he changed up and decided, oh, maybe we'll do Tennessee or something. So I have no clue, but eventually soon we're gonna make it to Seattle. So it would be pretty awesome to meet up. It would be really fun. This is looking really awesome. I love all the texture. It's so fun. I mean, of course it's, you know, extracurricular, so you could just put the molds, paint it, and call it a day. You know, you can always do that. But I like the extracurricular, you know. I like to do the extra mile always, which takes, you know, it definitely takes longer, but hey, it gives us more time to hang out, right? It's looking pretty good. Make sure I have all the texture all around. Hopefully you find some good stuff at the thrift store. That'll be great. Bella wasn't feeling good at all, so she just, I hear her walking upstairs. She must have just woke up from her nap. She fell asleep earlier. I need a tiny bit more to cover this little bit here. Oh, and in there. Probably should have used my smaller brush to get up in there. Let's see, what am I doing Saturday? I don't know what I'm doing Saturday yet. Hopefully organize in my studio. That would be awesome. I sure would love that. I think I might do that. Sunday, we're going to church, and then we go out to lunch after. I'm kind of really in the mood for IHOP, but they want to go to, what is it called? Olive Garden. Yeah. They want to go to Olive Garden. Last week we did the Japanese steakhouse. Their food is so amazing. Now I'm getting kind of hungry. All right. There was still that one spot that it just keeps coming up. Like it doesn't matter what I put here, it just comes up. So much for Slick Stick, huh? All right, I just need to do it gently so I don't lift it all up, because then it'll stay. Once it's dry on there, it'll be good to go. I think that's pretty good. I'm just gonna leave well enough alone with that. I think it's finally covered. And all of this is good. All right, so it's after 11 now. I do need to get my clothes, Luna. I do need to get the clothes in the dryer and then work on something that's really important that I really need to finish. And then I need to get a package done and, you know, a few things. So I probably should get off here now, though this does need to be painted, of course. I definitely want to paint it, but it's going to take a little bit to dry it. So I need that to dry. Then I can paint everything up. And then over the molds here, I'm going to go over all of that. There is quite a bit of this on here. So before it dries, I can just kind of scrape that off. That way I can, you know, have more of that black showing. And then it's going to be covered with probably gold, I'm thinking. But I just want to kind of go in these little crevices and kind of get make sure my details are going to be showing. I don't want to cover it too much with my details here. So, but I will, you know, definitely be able to finish it up soon. And that way everything can just kind of dry and then I can, you know, paint it. But I do have my pinks and my blues out. So those are the colors I'm going to go with to match the rice paper that I used on there. But I think so far it's looking so awesome. I'm really excited about it. And this piece will be in the auction, whether it's the live auction or the silent auction. And whenever I make something, I can pretty much usually always make another. So I can do custom orders as well. So if anybody, you know, if it happens to sell, I can always, you know, make another one. So it's not like, you know, like that's it, the end for it. And, you know, I can always do another one. But thank you all so, so much for coming and hanging out. I had a great time hanging out tonight. And while this is still a little bit wet here, or a lot wet, but while it's still wet, I'm just kind of dabbing up around that a little bit more just to give some more of that, like, you know, pull that out a little bit more, give even more of the texture there. So I will be back live tomorrow. I will post on Facebook when I'm going live. And, you know, whether it's for an event or not, I'm not 100% sure at the moment, but I certainly will post and let you guys know. So, 2 different amounts of texture. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like you got the texture, but it's not the same completely. So I think it looks really cool. And then this I don't want to put on all the way yet because it's still wet. But I like that the lid has the texture and the molds and everything too. So I think it's going to be so pretty once that is painted up. I mean, it looks really cool as is too. But I definitely want to get it, you know, painted. So you guys have an amazing night. And we're looking for handmade linens and lace. Oh, I hope you find some good stuff there. Definitely. Get rain more, especially this time of year. That's what I was thinking. Shauna from Fraps and Scraps lives by you then. She's in that area. So thank you all so much. Have an amazing, blessed night. Love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.